I first met Doug 30 years ago in the fall of 1988. I'd just taken a new job with an up-and-coming long-distance telecommunications company called Sprint. Doug and I worked indirectly together supporting Sprint's accounting operations and accruals organization. We were located at 104th and Holmes in a small building that was located right across the street from the cemetery. The crazy thing is, for a decent length of time, I actually thought his last name was Poyser, like poison. And I was lucky that Kimberly Sonic, before I actually had a chance to call him that to his face, and straightened me out on that. I, or at least my wife Brenda and I, apparently had some impact on Doug's life, because if it weren't for Brenda and I, Doug would have never met Christine Ojo. My wife Brenda was part of a group along with Tammy Robertson, Linda Cosgrove, Mary Chris Russell, and Brenda, who in college were known as the Elfettes. And every year they'd get together and have this big Christmas party. And they would hold it every year, and that's where Doug and Christine met. Christine and Brenda had attended Avila College together, and we would do many of these Elfette events. Doug and Christine appeared to be a really good fit for one another. I know they loved one another. They enjoyed spending time traveling, socializing, and enjoying one another. And they were together for, I believe, 14 years. Going back to when I first met Doug, one early memory I have was during the fall of 1988, when facing Doug head-on during an accounting organization's flag football game. The accrual side of the Sprint accounting group was up against the line cost side. It was a very cold, miserable, windy day. And here's a bunch of 25 and 30-year-old guys who got together to play flag football. As you can imagine, we all thought we were 18 years old again. And my recollection of the day was there was a torn ACL by a guy named Rich LaPietra. We had a torn hamstring by Jeff Sonic. There were a lot of sore muscles and there was just a lot of excessive testosterone on the field that day. In fact, a couple guys ended up in surgery after the game. Well, Doug played right across the line of scrimmage from me that day. And we all know Doug was not a big guy by any stretch of the means, but he was a handful in playing football, which either speaks to my lack of talent or him wanting to win more than I did. Well, Doug and I talked a lot that day and got to know one another more and more through work, through social settings. Once Doug and I learned that we shared one of the same passions, well, it was on. It's rare to meet someone who shares the same passion for something that I do, but Doug and I shared the same passion for playing and watching golf. Doug, if you didn't know it, he grew up in a family that loved golf. His father was a dentist who played golf at Indian Hills Country Club, just down the street from here. Doug would often tell of growing up and getting to play the course and how awesome it was. Well, soon thereafter, I got to join them for his dad for an occasional round over there. And in fact, Richard Robertson would join us occasionally as well. And if you've never played Indian Hills, it's like shooting a golf ball down a bowling alley between a line of trees. It's incredibly tight and very difficult. Well, this is where I learned from Doug and his dad that it's not always how far you hit it, but more than not, particularly there, it's how straight you hit it. And here I am, a decent player. I can hit the ball further than most, but Doug and his dad would just kill me and routinely beat me there. From that time on, Doug and I would play several rounds together at various courses in Kansas City and the surrounding area. One memory I have of Doug was seeing him get his first eagle ever on a golf course. For you non-golfers, an eagle is bowling a shot 2 strokes below par. They are very rare in golf, and particularly for amateurs. We're on the par 5 11th hole at Albemarle Public in Lawrence, Kansas. Doug sunk what was probably a 60-foot putt for his 3. and what ensued was just pure Doug. He was so excited running up, "That's my first eagle, that's my first eagle, that's my first eagle," over and over and over again. And of course, three of us were there with our chance to dog him about it and said, "Well, what took you so long?" But he was good about taking a lot of ribbing and was very, very good about teasing and getting teased. Another golf memory I have, and this one was pretty crazy, was playing the plantation course at Kapalua on the island of Maui in Hawaii. This is where they hold the PGA Tour Century Tournament of Champions every January. If you've ever seen this place on TV, it's just unbelievable. Here we're on one of the most beautiful courses in the world, where nearly every hole you can see the stunningly beautiful blue ocean off the island of Maui there. And we were so pumped to play this course. And we should have been, because you needed a second mortgage to take out to play it because it was very expensive. So we show up actually without a tee time to this place. We're hoping we can get to play together. But luckily we did. We only waited an hour, we were able to get on the course. And we had this incredible round going, and then we get to the 18th hole, and something crazy happens. So if you've seen this golf course on television, the 18th hole is literally one of the most famous golf holes in the world. It's a stunning par 5 downhill hole with a blue ocean in the background. I hit this perfect drive down the left side of the fairway, excited that I can actually go for this par 5 and 2. We get to my ball, and I look over at Doug and say, "Hey, what's the sprinkler head right there say the distance to the green is?" And he says something like, 235 yards. And I'm thinking, I got that, you know. So I subsequently hit my next shot, dead perfect, and it goes in the gun short of the green. So I'm puzzled, sitting there thinking, wow. So I look at Doug and say, "Can you read that sprinkler head again for me?" And his response was, whoops, I guess I gave you the wrong distance number. So we looked at each other and laughed, and it would be hard not to think of Doug every time I see that finishing hole on TV in the future. Well, in any case, we shared several rounds together over the years. My last round with him was last September in a scramble tournament held at Swope Memorial. I will think of Doug fondly every time I play there going forward, as it was our final round together. More than anything, I always believed that Doug personified the experience of how golf was a microcosm of life. He was so happy on the course, and it didn't really matter how well he played. And his approach to the game was perfect. If Doug was on the course, how could life get any better? Besides golf, Doug loved to travel, and we did quite a bit of it together. We skied together at several mountains in Colorado, went to Hilton Head Island together with several couples, and we made several trips throughout the Midwest to sporting events. Doug in particular turned me on to the summers of Colorado and the beauty of Arizona. He really loved Vail, particularly in summer. And once I remember Richard Robertson, Doug, and I traveling there in a very hot summer to play 36 holes pretty much every day in Colorado. Doug loved Vail Valley and Eagle Vale golf courses, which his parents had turned him on to. Doug would always talk about being in the mountains of Colorado, particularly Vail during the hot, humid summers of Kansas City. How you would drive across the state with it being so hot outside, and when you got to Colorado, how it was the most perfect place on the planet. He loved the cool temperatures, the mountain air, the incredible sunshine, and the beauty of the mountains. To him, it was heaven. Doug also spent a lot of time in Arizona. He saw the beauty of the desert, the wonderful winter temperatures, and would bask in the glory of time in Arizona. Both Doug and I see beauty in the desert, and he loved being there really more than anybody. Another thing Doug really enjoyed doing was cooking and grilling. He was great at it and loved having people truly enjoy what he prepared. He participated with a team in the American World Barbecue. In fact, actually one year they actually won the event. But if there's one thing I remember most about Doug is he loved to smile and laugh. He tried to see humor in pretty much everything. which is something I loved about him. He would see something unusual or crazy, point it out, and then give you a good laugh about it. Not in a mean sense, but in a playful, humorous way. It didn't matter where we were. Once I remember my son Andrew, who at the time was just a few months old, projectile vomiting all over himself at the first watch restaurant in Overland Park. Doug was able to make light of it and produce a great laugh about it, and we still laughed about it years later. It takes a special person to always look at the world in a positive light, and Doug was that person. He was so good about looking out for everybody and seeing the positive in all situations. It was a real gift. He was good about including you in events, and he loved to spend time with friends and family at social gatherings. But he loved to laugh, smile, and always consider where he was the place to be. It's that Doug I will miss a lot. Rest in peace, Doug. We love you.
Thanks, Ted. Our stories and so forth of Doug are going to have a common theme now. But for those of you for whom I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Darryl Lynn. Doug Poyser was a dear friend of mine and a business partner. I enjoyed working with Doug for over 10 years, and we've been friends for more than 20 years. At times, other business colleagues would refer to Doug as my sidekick, but the truth be known, I was Doug's sidekick. Doug and I traveled the United States from the north to south and east to west. I remember the trips like they were yesterday because before dark, Doug would either come over to my house to pick me up, or I would go over to his house and pick him up, and we'd head to KCI and travel somewhere. He was always a road warrior. And yes, there were times that we had to take extra luggage with us, our golf clubs. Hey, it was our job to work with the customer, and if the customer insisted on having a meeting on the golf course, well, who were we to refuse what the customer wanted? We actually loved it. We not only played golf as part of our work, but we enjoyed playing golf together on our off time also. I would guess that Doug and I played well over 100 rounds of golf in our time, everywhere from Kansas to Missouri, to Alabama, to Georgia, to West Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, Arkansas, Virginia, California, Colorado, and Puerto Rico, just to name a few of them. And I do remember that Doug did let me beat him a couple times, but that's very seldom. Doug started his career with Sprint Long Distance in the billing department on April 25th, 1988. Through his tenure, he held positions in finance and accounting, carrier markets, wholesale markets, and sales, where Doug rose to the position of national account manager, and he retired in October of 2018 after 30 years. Doug was an extraordinary business associate. There wasn't anything he couldn't do. He handled multi-million-dollar accounts, dealing with everything from balance sheet issues to service delivery. He was a highly analytical thinker. I'd like to share a story with you about one of the most successful business women. Doug was a national account manager for a large company that was in bankruptcy. Because of the situation, the company wasn't spending much money with us that year. So during the planning process, Doug discovered that the company was spending some money in the governmental accounts division. So he scheduled a meeting with the representative of that group, and he and I were off to Chicago to meet the leader of the business unit. Our meeting was in the afternoon, and so we invited the customer to dinner. Doug suggested that she choose the restaurant, and not knowing where the restaurant was located, we asked if we could follow over there in the car, and she said that was fine. On the drive over there, we noticed her license plate said Paquita, and we wondered about it, and we decided to ask her what Paquita meant at dinner. Well, we discovered Paquita was the lady's horse, and for the rest of the evening, she told us all about the adventures of Paquita. Paquita this, Paquita that. It was as if she came alive when she talked about the horse. As we got closer to the end of the evening, the customer excused herself to go to the ladies' room, and that gave Doug and I a chance to have the waiter come over to the table. We asked the waiter to prepare some carrots for us. The waiter looked kind of confused at the end of the meal why you wanted carrots for you. And so, he brought the carrots over to the table, and Doug gave, when the lady returned to the table, Doug gave the lady the gift for Paquita. On one of our trips together, Doug and I was invited to the stable to meet Paquita. Doug climbed into the stable with Paquita to feed the animal an apple. He had an apple in his hand, an apple in his pocket. Paquita was hungry, and she pinned him up against the back wall of the stables. Doug looked over at me with that smile on his face, but his eyes were saying, "Get me out of here." But that year, with the courtship of Paquita, Doug grew that account by $8 million, and he is awarded the trip to the President's Club. We coined that trip the $8 million carrot. I would like to read and share a few comments from Doug's co-workers and friends. Such a kind and caring man. Thank you for the beautiful footprint you left on all of our hearts. I always remember Doug's smile and how he cared for his family. Doug was loved by his co-workers. He always made me smile, even in tough times. Doug was always smiling and laughing and always making funny digs. He was a bright spot of energy, the best partner for everyone. I love Doug Poyser. A gentle soul, a gentleman with a beautiful smile that will be embedded in my mind forever.
Thank you, Ted and Darryl. We invite you to listen now to words from the psalmist that have been chosen by Christine. Psalm 27 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers assail me, when adversaries and foes, they shall stumble and fall. Though an army encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. One thing I ask of the Lord, that will I seek after, to live in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For he will hide me in his shelter in the day of trouble. He will conceal me under the cover of his tent. He will set me high on a rock. Now my head is lifted up above my enemies all around me, and I will offer in his tent sacrifices and shouts of joy. I will sing and make melody to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry aloud. Be gracious to me and answer me. Come, my heart says, seek his face. Your face, Lord, do I seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger, you who have been my help. Do not cast me off. Do not forsake me, O God of my salvation. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me on a level path. Do not give me up to the will of my adversaries. I believe that I shall see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and in your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. These words from the prophet Isaiah. Have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the faint, and he strengthens the powerless. Even youths shall be weary, and the young shall fall exhausted. Those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Let's join together in prayer. Most gracious God, before whom all your creatures find life and meaning, we pause in this moment to remember with profound gratitude the life of your son, Doug. We have carried with us to this place our memories of him. He has touched us all, O God. We give you thanks for your fidelity to every promise that you have made, and so we know that death has lost its grip on him. But, oh God, we are grieving, because our days were always better when Doug was a part of them. So we ask that you take good care of him. We pray that you take good care of us. Remember your promises that death has no power to pull us from you, that nothing in life or death can separate us from your love, that whether we live or whether we die, we belong to you. Remember your promises, O God, and rest your hand gently upon the grieving. And when we stumble, pick us up. When we weep, catch our tears. When we are confused, be our guide. When we are lonely, be our companion. When we hurt, comfort us, O God. And in all things, remember, you alone are our help, our hope, and our home. You alone are our rock and our Redeemer. Hear us, O God, as we pray as you have taught us, praying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I want to welcome Beth Jennings to come forward to offer remembrances.
Good morning. My name is Beth Jennings. I'm a personal longtime friend of Doug and Christine Chael. Christine is his partner of 14 years. First, on behalf of Doug's family, Linda and Mike, Hannah, Penny, and Christine, they would like to thank you for your prayers and kind gestures upon hearing about Doug's passing 2 weeks ago. While it is a difficult time, your love and caring always helps ease the pain. Christine has written a heartfelt reflection that she asked me to share with you today. She begins with Soren Kierkegaard's definition of reflection. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Now, in Christine's words, life truly is a journey. There are no words that can take away the extreme sadness one feels when you lose someone you love. However, those we love always will be with us. Doug's smile, laughter, wisdom, and thoughtfulness are gifts of love that are ours to keep forever. I deeply believe this, and our faith shows us this through the life of Jesus Christ. Helen Keller once said, what we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Doug has been my partner, my soulmate, for more than 14 years. The time passed quickly. We had the opportunity to get to know each other's families and friends. Doug's comfortableness and confidence around people shined, while my large extended family may have been a little overwhelming for someone from a small family. Doug totally embraced it, treating my siblings and nieces and nephews like his own. He is always up for meeting friends and coworkers here in the U.S. or abroad. Like any couple in a long-term relationship, we shared our beliefs and values, passions and interests, idiosyncrasies, and even a few bumps in the road along the way. Doug and I had a loving, caring relationship built on mutual respect. He loved me unconditionally and made me feel like $1,000,000. We shared our faith in Jesus Christ, with Doug often accompanying me to the Catholic Church, as well as our attending his church, Village Presbyterian. Our life together was filled with fun times and adventures, which many of you in this room were a part of. This togetherness fueled the longevity of our relationship. Whether hosting a cookout, going to a party, traveling, attending the pop symphony, participating in runs and walks, volunteering, doing simple chores, we shared a sense of belonging and love. Doug was such a warm and likable guy. My life was better with Doug in it, and I'm so very grateful for our time together. A life well lived inspires others to fully enjoy all that this world has to offer. I try to find some solace in our wonderful memories and knowing he's free of his earthly challenges and is at peace. I'd like to thank Ted and Darryl for sharing their thoughts about Doug, as well as their highlighting his many admirable qualities and strength of character. These traits also were mentioned by many in the heartfelt tributes and memories of Doug that we have received. Doug's family upbringing left an imprint on him. His father was that ultimate definition of a quote-unquote gentleman. Doug's love of golf, sports, grilling, and ice cream, and his sense of style came from Dr. Poyser. Doug's mother gave him her thoughtfulness, volunteerism, faith, her creativity, family traditions, and love of cooking. Linda provided her academic drive, interest in the arts, fun-loving ways, and sense of humor to Doug. A key quality that transcends all of these is his generous care and concern for others. Doug had a warm smile and a gentle soul. He lent a helping hand to so many, young and old alike, through personal efforts or to support a good cause. Over the years, Doug did so much for myself and my family, and always with a smile. I believe he got great personal satisfaction and joy from helping others. And I would be remiss not to mention that Doug's daughter, Hannah, was always his biggest joy. As Hannah became a teenager, they had a special father-daughter connection through their shared love of music and art. Doug always wanted the best for Hannah and hoped she finds her passion in life that will bring her happiness. They say it takes a minute to find a special person, an hour to appreciate them, a day to love them, but then an entire life to forget them. I will never forget Doug, as he will always be a part of my life. May we all have peace to help comfort us, courage to face the days ahead, and loving memories of Doug to forever hold in our hearts. We have a guardian angel whose presence will be felt in many ways over the course of time. Until we meet again, I want Doug to know